Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared Podcast, home of people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, Austin Creed, and my friends. You know what? I was thinking today, and you know what I decided to do? I know I can be somewhat cryptic. I realize that every once in a while I can dance around certain realities. I can give you the very light version of what I think about relationships, but you know what? I wrote a whole book. Well, at least half of the book is about relationships, but Biblical Bachelor is all about it. So if you want to know what I really think, you can go there. But I'm going to tell you essentially what I think about relationships, dating, marriage, all that good stuff right now. Because at the end of the day, you know what? I think you deserve to know the truth. I think, as someone who believes in transparency, I think you deserve to know what it is I think. And I realize my hair kind of looks a little weird. I realize that. I'm sorry. But you know what? I gotta set the record straight. Okay? First of all, if you believe in the line that TV, books, and media have pushed on relationships, you're gonna hate what I'm about to say. You're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna accept it, more like. Not believe it, you're not gonna accept it. And you know what? That's fine. If that's what you want to believe, if that's what you want to do, that is up to you. However, I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell you what me, Austin Creed, your boy, believes about relationships. And if you're ready to hear it, if you want to take your daily dose of the red pill, you came to the right place, because I'm here to tell you. Number one, you want to know what I believe about relationships? She is not yours, it is just your turn. I'm sorry. That is what I believe. Now, that does not mean you should belittle women in any way. In fact, it has everything to do with biology, what I'm saying to you. First of all, this whole notion of monogamy is a total invention by, number one, the Catholic Church, and number two, by the government, who benefits from the creation of new taxpayers to the system. Now, you know what? I'm going to let you know right now. I fully expect this video to get demonetized on every platform I post it on. Why? Because I'm giving you too much game. I'm giving you the uncensored. I'm not going to edit this shit down at all. Zero. I'm going to tell you straight up what I think. No censorship, no editing, no removal of nothing. Zero. I'm going to give it straight up to you what I think. No barring, nothing. Now, let's get back to relationships. My friends, she's not yours, it's just your turn. Marriage, we used to be enforced by the church, by the government, by social circles and whatnot. That is no longer true. That is why I cannot advocate for marriage. Marriage laws are disgusting when it comes to men. Absolutely disgusting. Now, if you want to get married, go right ahead. That is your choice. I know people in my life who are married, and I still love them and respect them. But I'm here to tell you, you are losing every kind of leverage possible by getting married. All leverage out the window. Bye-bye. Gone. Now, if that's what you want, that is fine. Just know that is what you're signing up for. Now, I fully am willing to tell you right now that in some cases it can work. My parents are an example. My friends' parents are an example. But they are not the norm. People I've known in my life, some of them have made it work. But it takes sacrifice. It takes giving the other person priority over you. That is what it takes. However, most people are not willing to do that. In fact, I'm sorry to tell you, what most women won't tell you is that when they're pregnant, they hate you. As a man, they hate you because they feel as though they settled for you. They feel as though, oh my God, I can't believe this guy is the father of my child. They hate you. You don't believe me? Go to TikTok. Look it up. It is there. Now, I'm not telling you to bash women because that's not true. In fact, I admire women for being honest. Those of them who are actually honest. Not the gaslighters, not the manipulators, not the finessers, not the skeezers. No, I don't admire them. I admire the people who are honest. Honesty should always be celebrated and rewarded. People who lie should be shamed, as far as I'm concerned. But when it comes to relationships, my friends, you need to realize something. There are alternative lifestyles. The biblical bachelor lifestyle that I wrote and that is always available to you is what I advocate for. Because marriage, I don't care if you live in the Christian church, in the Jewish synagogue, I don't care what you deal with. You need to realize that culture comes for us all. And I say that as a guy who is of Jewish heritage, who is a Christian, who was raised Christian. So I understand what is going on. But you need to realize something. There are women out here who will find Christ or find religion about 25, 30, 35, 40, who will then come back in the church and say, oh, I'm redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Only God can judge me. And now all of you should forget about my skeezer past. And I found God, so give me my gump. If you don't know what a gump is, all you need to do is watch the movie Forrest Gump. That is what the term gump comes from. The guy who idealizes one woman who forgets about the fact that she's a skeezer, she's got AIDS, whatever, and then proceeds to just jump in. That is what we're talking about. You need to realize that this reality is out there. And if you're mad at me for saying this right now, guess what? That is a you problem. Not me. That is a you problem. You are not willing to accept the reality of what is happening to you. You are not willing to accept the fact that you are being played. You're not willing to accept the fact that people be lying to you so that you can have the life that you have envisioned and programmed by the movies, by the radio shows, and all this stuff to believe. Hold on a minute. Somebody just, oh God, what is this? See, here's the thing. If a woman really messes with you, she cares about you, she likes you, she will do whatever the hell you tell her to do. Now, I'm not saying for you to abuse that power. I'm just saying that if she does care about you, she'll do what the hell you're talking about and what you want. Case in point, take me as an example. I just got a text from a woman who was out there trying to find a relationship, but now she wants to get on my program. Now, I'm not bragging to you. I'm just telling you, this is what happens if you actually stick to your guns. You don't give in. You don't subscribe to this bullcrap of conforming to society. You stick to your guns, you do what you want, you don't settle, and you become the man you're meant to become. You will have the options that you're meant to be have, and you will not be out here losing. The only way you lose is if you conform to the system, and the system plays you for a fool, and then you come back taking sloppy seconds. I saw an interview recently by Cat Williams. Shout out to him. He did a fantastic interview with Shannon Sharp, and he was spitting straight facts about the guys in Hollywood, about the New World Order type of behavior that's going on out here. Hey, look, you can be mad, you can hate, and yes, there was a certain amount of jealousy that I saw in his speech. This is true. But what I'm going to tell you is this. If you think all of what he said was just jealousy, you're a fool. You're a fool because you don't understand what he's saying is true. Now, I don't consider myself a conspiracy theorist. What I consider myself is a realist. And if you want to understand realism, you need to understand the truth. Not the fantasy, not the ideas you've been sold so that you can produce the taxpayers the government wants. You need to realize that relationships are largely built off of fraud. You need to understand that if you want what you want, you are not going to have to, you should not settle. You know, I listen to sometimes these like guys like Taylor the Fiend, great content creator. CGA, fantastic content creator. Guys like Taylor the Fiend, shout out to Taylor the Fiend. That guy makes fantastic content when he talks about this idea of women being delusional. Not because they're stupid, but because they want things that are not congruent. They want things that are not able to line up with their view of the world. They want the perfect Chad guy, but they also want Chad to want them when Chad has all the options in the world. And Chad is this kind of mythical figure type of dude who's a stereotype. You need to understand that that is what women want. They are very emotional creatures, and that's not meant to downplay them or demean them. It's just biologically who they are. Men are more logical. The problem is men get sucked into the emotional playground of women, and then we can't win. But you need to step out of that, and you need to realize what's happening to you, and you need to step out of the normal idea. Even, for example, yesterday, I started my new semester at college, and I asked my professor if democracy was really real, which I shouldn't have done. I should not have done that. Why? Because people don't want to hear that. They want to hear that the system works. They want to hear that relationships work. They want to hear that all these things that are connected to the system work. And then when I said that, he made a joke about, oh, are we living in the Matrix? Well, technically speaking, no. If you want to take the definition of the Matrix as put out by the movie in the series. But if you want to take the type of stuff put out by like Andrew Tate, shout out to Andrew Tate, then yes, in a lot of ways we are. Now you can say whatever you want about that, that's your business. But just realize that at the end of the day, if you want to tell me I'm wrong, you need to not gaslight me, not tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, or changing the subject. You need to bring up actual empirical data that shows I'm wrong, or debate me in good faith, which you can do at Sheep Get Sheared, Austin Creed. Look me up. I'm there. Got the blue check mark. My DMs are open. You're more than welcome to go there and debate me in good faith. But don't come over there talking that ish, or I'm going to immediately get rid of you. I don't want to do that crap. But my friends, I want you to realize what we're talking about. Relationships are not what you've been meant to believe. Men are basically servants. Men are wallets or pocketbooks with short hair and being used by women. Now, that's not meant for you to hate women. You should not hate women. You should understand how they work, because then you won't love them. You'll understand them, which gives you leverage. Sorry. I had a good barbecue a couple hours ago. It was fantastic. But I'm getting a little off topic. Relationships are complicated. For a long time, men were expected to take the L. We were expected to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to get married. I'm going to fit in. I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm just going to take whatever I can get, and I'm going to move on. Now you don't have to do that anymore. Now you can be who you want to be. You can become who you want to become. You don't have to settle for the tradition. You can make your own philosophy if that's what you want to do. But it takes courage. You can't be immune to being gaslit. You have to immune to being shit tested. Pardon my French, but that is what it is called. Women will shit test you. You have to be immune to it. You have to understand what's happening. I'm giving y'all so much game right now. I'm giving y'all a lot of game. And if you like it, subscribe to the show. I do this all the time. I'm usually just more discreet about it. But again, relationships are not what you have led to believe are true. Now, you can be mad if that's what you want. Everybody goes through the phases of grief. But you need to understand, don't get mad. Don't hate women. Don't hate the game. Charge it. Charge your losses to the game. Move on. And understand what women want. Understand what you want. And understand how you can meet in the middle. How you can grant both parties what they want. So therefore, you can not be charged with a false allegation, so that you can not get played and manipulated, but that you can win and that she can win, and that we can all move forward, and that we can all live in a better situation. That is my advice. My friends, if you want to learn more, pick up Biblical Bachelor. It's on Amazon. I have it in audiobook form, for God's sakes. If you want to listen to it, Sam did a great job. Shout out to Sam. Did a great job with the audiobook. I suggest you pick it up. If you want to learn more about my philosophy, I wrote it down. If you want to debate me, buy the book, listen or read the book, and then come debate me. Otherwise, I don't want to hear anything because you don't know what I'm talking about. My friends, stay informed, stay vigilant, and please, God's sakes, question everything that comes your way, including what I tell you, because you need to adjust it for what works for you and what works with your life. My friends, I look forward to seeing you next time. I hope I gave you the daily dose of medicine that you needed to have. And I look forward to seeing you again, because I didn't know you'll come back for more, whether it's today, next week, next year, next month. I look forward to it. Peace.